Hello, welcome back to the electric guitar setup guide. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to set the intonation on your electric guitar. Now this is going to be different per electric guitar depending on how the bridge is sort of designed on your guitar, but most of them work roughly the same way. So we're going to talk about, in this example, we're going to use a Telecaster style bridge with 3 saddles, which can kind of introduce some problems, especially if they're like this and they're not compensated. You might have to make some sacrifices. If you want to see this series from the beginning, there is a link below where you can sign up for this course at Worship Tutorials. It's 100% free to do. There you will find lists to all the tools that you will need to do a basic setup. It kind of goes in 4 parts. You got the neck relief, which we've done. You've got the string height, which we've already done as well. And step 3 after the string height is intonation. If you don't know what intonation means, it just basically means your guitar plays in tune all the way up and down the neck. So when you hit your low E string, that's an E. And then when you play it at the 12th fret, that should also be an E. And I'm looking down at my tuner and I see it's a little bit sharp, which means I need an adjustment. So to do this, you're gonna need 2 basic tools. You'll need a tool to adjust your intonation screws, which on this guitar, I need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you'll need a tuner. And in this case, I'm just using my Kemper remote as a tuner. So the first thing you want to do is determine what kind of adjustment you need. So tune your guitar to pitch, open. So the guitar is tuned to pitch. So you can start at the low E string. Pluck the string open. Make sure it's in tune again, and then pluck the string, fretting it at the 12th fret, and that should be exactly the same pitch. So you can see, open, I'm in tune. When I plug on the 12th fret, I'm a little sharp. So what that means is the distance on the string between here and here is set. You can't change that distance, but you can change the distance of the string from here to here. And so you can do that by adjusting this saddle. Okay, so let's move on to the D and the G string. So the D and the G are tuned to pitch open. If I go to the 12th fret, I see that they're both a little sharp. So if they're sharp, what needs to happen is this length of string needs to get longer. So I need to pull the saddle back, okay? So again, I just make the same type of adjustment with my screwdriver. I'm gonna tighten the screws so it's gonna pull the saddle back. Again, make sure you're using a driver that fits the screw, so you don't strip it out. Tune it to pitch again. Okay. And it's just about perfect. Maybe a little, it still may be a little sharp, so I need to pull it back just a little bit more. But not very much. Again, these are going to be slight adjustments. You don't want to... There went my driver out of my screwdriver, my driver tip. You don't want to make large adjustments when you do this. Just small, slight adjustments will make a big difference. Okay, so we tuned them to pitch, open. Check on the 12th fret, and they're just about perfect. Right about there. If you notice, the D string was a little sharp, but again, these aren't compensated saddles, so you're gonna have to kind of live with that a little bit. Okay, let's check the B and the E strings. So the B strings and the B and E are tuned to pitch open. Let's try the 12th fret. They're a little sharp. The B is, the E isn't. Well, my E string is tuned a little sharp open. So that's probably about as good, especially with a 3-saddle bridge like this. That's about as good as you're gonna get. Some guitars, and probably most guitars, especially Strat style guitars, Tele style guitars will have a lot of these. A lot of Tele style guitars will have these 3-saddle setups, so you'll only be able to adjust, you won't be able to adjust the strings individually. A lot of Strat style guitars or sort of modern Tele style guitars will have individual adjustments for each string, which will let you get each of them dialed in just about right. Here's another example of a 3-saddle style bridge. This one is compensated. So if you look at the saddles, they're kind of all angled. And like the screw is going in them at an angle, so it makes the saddles at an angle. That's what you would call a compensated 3-saddle bridge. You can also compensate them by kind of having different notches on them where the strings go over them. But you might hear people talk about, when they talk about setting up intonation, roughing it in. So I can show you a drawing what it looks like when it's roughed in. Basically, you want to kind of see 2 levels, like 2 hills that go up. And that's what it will look like kind of when your intonation is set. It usually looks about like that. So once you've set the intonation of your guitar, you are almost done. The last thing there is to do is set the pickup height. We'll cover that in the next lesson. See you then.